Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be drawing Sae-Byeok from Squid Game. So if you haven't watched it already, you're missing out, trust me. I know this is going viral and everyone's watching it, everyone's drawing it, everyone's all over the place with this, but genuinely I really enjoyed it. And I don't usually jump on these trains. Like when everyone's watching something I don't usually watch it, it just loses its edge for me because I see it everywhere, so I just lose interest. But my boyfriend did convince me to watch this, so I did, and it was really nice. It's a really nice series, so if you haven't watched it, definitely give it a try. But while I was watching it, I really enjoyed, like, I don't know, this character's face. Does that sound weird? I was just watching it and I just had this urge to draw her and paint her. She just inspired me. I don't know what to say. So here we are. We are drawing 3 references of her. But I do have to put a disclaimer right off the bat. This painting session didn't go that well, and I've been focusing more on digital lately, and I've been missing traditional so much, and I hadn't painted with gouache, full-on gouache, in a while, and I haven't drawn in my sketchbook also in a while, so I had a bit of a tough time with this. The sketching process took a while, and the middle face just looks wonky. I was drawing it from an angle and then I didn't realize that it was wonky until after I'd finished the whole entire thing. So keep that in mind while watching this. The middle one is wonky. And even the painting process was difficult. The first one came up really well, really liked it, I was feeling pumped. Second one, the reference photo was a lot lighter, right? So I try and use a lighter color, but then it just, on my palette it looked really well, on the gray tone it looked really yellow, and I was like, nope, this is not the right color. So I had to redo it all over again. Then she looked really dark, and then I just struggled a lot, and in the end the middle one doesn't look at all like her, and it reminds me more of the other woman, the crazy one. I don't know, the sketch initially seemed like her, but after being painted I butchered it completely. And then the last one you guys will see is orange. So it's from the scene, the marble scene, don't want to give too many spoilers, and since it was like sunset, she was a little bit orangey yellowy, and those are the colors of the reference. But I took some creative liberties and decided to go all in with the color, which I usually do, and it usually looks like an Oompa Loompa. And she looks weird, especially in comparison with the other ones. It just looks really off, and I should have just gone with the same color scheme for all 3. I should have done the sweaters for all 3, the hairs for all 3, and then the faces for all 3, instead of just doing each one of them at a time. I like it overall in the end. I like the piece, but to be completely fair, it could have been a lot better. I was really rusty, really out of practice, and I was just getting back into the groove, and it took a while, right? And if you've ever gone a while without sketching, in your sketchbook specifically, like, you know that the first sketches always look like crap, and only after that do they get better, because you just have to like work out your muscles. And I didn't do that, I didn't prep that, so that is why they look a little bit wonky and weird. Just keep that in mind, okay? So yeah, I just wanted to give that disclaimer right off the bat. And now I want to talk a little bit about the series. So, as you guys probably been seeing, it's been a sensation. Everyone likes Squid Game, and to me it's just a very interesting concept of how desperation takes people to their limits, and they're willing to put everything on the line for the mere chance of getting out of that slump and turning their life around, right? Of course, greed plays a lot inside this whole concept. How people are so greedy that they do anything for it, even if that means stabbing someone to death, killing someone to death. You know what I mean. So it was just overall a really interesting concept to me, and it was very interesting to go around and learn the stories of each character and getting to know them more personally, and, you know, creating that proximity between the viewer and the character. I think that's really, really well. One thing that I do have to point out, which was very annoying to me, especially because I was watching it with someone else, and if I were watching on my own, I would have skipped a lot of parts, was that it's very slow. It's so slow. The story is really, really slow. So like they go to lengths to just tell these characters' stories, but it's so slow. They could have done it like, instead of, you know, making parts of it about the story and then parts of it about the game, they could have done the story in between with the game, which is what usually general TV does, where people remember, you know, or backtrack or whatever. But they decide to do parts specifically about it, which is fine. It's fine, and it was interesting, but it was very, very slow. They could have told the story so much faster and then focus a lot more on the game, which I do think would have been a bit more interesting for me. Still, the storytelling was amazing. The characters are so talented, and you see how each of the characters thinks, how the process, what makes them go into those games, what makes them tick, what makes them be like, fuck it, I have to go back, even if it was the craziest experience of my entire life, I have to go back. And I find it very, very interesting. The twist at the end was mind-boggling to me. I was not expecting, well, I kind of suspected a little bit, you know, but I wasn't expecting it, you know. I wasn't expecting that that person was the big boss, you know. It was very interesting also to see how the winner's reaction was to like getting the money, and then what happens afterwards. Like, I wouldn't have done it that way, like after everything you go through, but that is like what trauma made to that person. I'm really trying not to give spoilers here, but that's the trauma response. And it's just, I don't know, it was very interesting to see this in a psychological way and how people usually think. I don't know, I just find it really interesting. My favorite character is definitely Sae-Byeok. Again, I'm butchering this name, sorry, but she's definitely my favorite. I think she's a lot of people's favorites, to be honest. I also like the old man, funny enough. I just think he has spirit, and he brings a lot of like just funniness to the whole situation. I hate that backstabbing bastard. You will know who it is if you've watched it. I hate him so much. He's so annoying, and I just hate him. I don't know. I really like the series. I really think it's very interesting and gives you perspective inside people's minds, and overall it's very, very nice. I also know that a lot of the story, there was a lot of details in the story that I didn't catch as a viewer, and a lot of other people did. And there's a lot of stories, a lot of podcasts, a lot of videos out there that you can definitely check out about the conspiracy theories and everything. Some people have told me that, right? I haven't watched any of those because I don't wanna. I want to keep the experience I had while watching it, but my boyfriend definitely has. And one of the theories he told me about is how, and keep in mind, if you haven't watched this, keep an eye out for this, because this is interesting, how in some way, right, even if it's a coincidental way, which is how I feel about this theory, people die how they get into the game. Just keep that in mind while watching. Keep that in mind, like, you know, just think about how they went into the game, or how they were first introduced into the series, and how they die, and you'll kind of see like there are similarities. I don't know, I think that's a bunch of coincidences, but there are a lot of theories just like this one out there that a lot of people have been speculating, and this has been a whole phenomenon. So it's definitely interesting and definitely fun to see and to be a part of this whole thing. And yeah, if you haven't watched it, again, go watch it. If you have, I'm wishing for season 2. Let's see what comes next. And yeah, so in regards to this whole series and to Squid Game, I do want to say that I made some Squid Game phone backgrounds that are available in my shop at Ko-fi. They're downloadables. They're up for a really small price. It's just a symbolic price, and you can definitely download them. I will leave the links down below for you guys to check it out. I am also on Instagram and TikTok, so please follow me there. And I guess that's all for this video this week. I will be seeing you guys next week for another video, and if you've watched the series, let me know down below in the comments, okay? Bye!